Rules for the disabled 9-9. A disabled person takes ablution, ritual washing, at every prayer time, as long as nothing else breaks the ablution taken at that time. They may perform as many obligatory and supererogatory prayers as they wish. They can perform missed prayers. They can also perform the Witr prayer, as well as Eid and funeral prayers. However, the illness must continue. For example, if a disabled person performs ablution at the exact time for the morning prayer, this ablution continues until the time for the morning prayer ends. It ends when that time ends, when the sun rises. Once that time has passed, nitrogen monoxide other prayer can be performed with that ablution. However, if one performs ablution after a temporary excuse has been removed and the excuse has not yet appeared, and there is nitrogen monoxide other circumstance that would invalidate it, the ablution is not invalidated by the end of the time. But if the disabled person takes ablution after sunrise, their ablution continues until noon, and they may pray as they wish, provided that nitrogen monoxide other circumstance arises that would invalidate the ablution. Conclusion: the ablution of those with disabilities is not invalidated by the entry of prayer time. It is invalidated by the end of that time. This ruling is according to Imam AZAM. This is also the correct ruling. According to Imam YUSUF, the ablution of a disabled person is broken both by the entry and the exit of the prayer time. In this regard, the ablution taken by the disabled person after sunrise is invalidated by the entry of the noon prayer time. According to Imam ZUFFAR, the ablution of a disabled person is only broken by the entrance of the prayer time. It is not broken by its exit. In this regard, the ablution taken by a person with a disability for the morning prayer is not invalidated by the rising of the sun and the passing of the time. However, it is broken by the onset of noon. According to Imam Shafi, a disabled person must perform wudu separately for EACH prayer. This wudu is broken by the completion of the prayer performed. 100. If a person with an excuse has an excuse, but then takes ablution due to another reason that invalidates the ablution, and then the excuse reappears, the ablution is invalidated, and they must take ablution again, because the previous ablution was not due to this excuse. However, if the excuse has not been removed, but one performs ablution within the time period due to the excuse or another state of impurity, and the excuse occurs within that time period, the ablution is not invalidated, because the ablution he performed is considered to have been performed, both for the excuse and for the other state of impurity. 101. A disabled person is nitrogen monoxide, longer considered disabled if he can prevent the disability from occurring by means such as sitting, praying by signaling instead of prostrating, or easily blocking the outlet of the disability. For this reason, if the disability occurs after taking ablution, one cannot pray with that ablution. 102. If impurities from the disability of a disabled person get on their clothes, they do not invalidate their prayer as long as the disability persists. Even if they exceed the amount that would normally invalidate prayer, they do not invalidate prayer. However, if these impurities will not come into contact with their clothes again, they must be washed. It is clear that the blessed religion of Islam is a religion of ease. Every possible ease has been provided for the disabled. No one can now claim an excuse for not fulfilling the duties imposed by the religion.